Separating fact from fiction. Common misconceptions about men's health. Is erectile dysfunction just an inevitable old man's problem that spells the end of a satisfying sex life after 60? Or is it a treatable condition that many men are too embarrassed to address, letting myths rob them of intimacy and confidence? This debate rages on. Some dismiss ED as a natural fade out of youth, while 2025 research shows it's often linked to vascular issues affecting 52% of men over 60, yet 70% respond to simple interventions. I am Dr. James Edward Carter. As a board-certified urologist and expert in sexual health and performance, I've spent decades debunking these myths in my clinic, watching men reclaim their vitality when facts replace fiction. I know how these misconceptions can weigh on you, stirring self-doubt or strained relationships. In this eye-opening guide, we'll tackle the most common myths about men's health, blending solid science with relatable stories, subtle nods to how these affect couples' intimacy, and my heartfelt advice. Stick around to the end for a full myth-busting summary and steps you can take today. And if you're ready to separate truth from tall tales, subscribe to Vital Men 60 for more straightforward men's health wisdom. Drop a comment below. Which myth has tripped you up the most? Share your story, and let's lift each other up. Myth 1. Erectile dysfunction only affects older men, and it's just part of aging. Let's kick off with one of the biggest whoppers. ED is solely an old guy's curse, something you can shrug off as time marching on. In reality, ED can strike at any age, and while prevalence climbs with years, it's rarely just aging. A 2025 Frontiers in Endocrinology study of 20,000 men revealed ED affects 16.17% in the 40 to 60 group, jumping to 56.98% in 60 to 80-year-olds, with moderate to severe cases at 44.6%. That's 8.29 times higher risk in older men. But here's the kicker. Only about 10% is purely age-related. 80% ties to modifiable factors like diabetes, doubling risk in 50% of cases, or smoking, boosting odds 50%. Per the Massachusetts Male Aging Study updated in 2025, younger men aren't immune. Stress or anxiety causes 20 to 30% of cases under 40, often mimicking performance pressure that feels all too familiar in a heated moment with your partner. Think about it in everyday terms. ED isn't a switch flipping off at 50. It's like a garden hose kinking from plaque buildup in arteries, reducing blood flow to the penis by 30 to 40% due to lower nitric oxide, as explained in a 2025 experimental gerontology review. For couples, this myth can create distance, a man pulling away, fearing he can't perform, while his partner wonders if it's about attraction. In my clinic, I've seen it strain marriages. But the truth? With PDE5 inhibitors like sildenafil, 70% regain reliable erections, turning a quiet bedroom into a space of rediscovered closeness, where a gentle touch leads to mutual pleasure without the old script. How's your own experience lining up here? If you're over 50 and noticing slower starts or softer finishes during those intimate evenings, you're not alone. About 1 in 2 men in your age group face this, but it's fixable. Have you talked to your partner about it? Or is the silence making it bigger than it is? Share in the comments. Your story might encourage someone else to open up. My personal take. This myth robs men of agency. ED isn't fate. It's a signal to check heart health, since it often precedes cardiac events by 2 to 3 years. Advice: get a simple blood pressure check and discuss with your doctor. Starting with lifestyle tweaks like 30 minutes of walking daily can improve vascular function 20 to 30%, paving the way for more confident nights. And remember, satisfaction isn't about rock-hard performance. It's about the shared vulnerability that deepens bonds. Myth 2. Prostate problems only hit after 70, and they're always serious. Another persistent fib is that prostate woes are a grandpa thing, lurking only after 70 and always signaling doom like cancer. Truth be told, benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, starts brewing in the 40s for many, affecting 50% of men by 60 and 90% by 80. But it's not cancer. It's just the prostate growing like an overzealous gland, squeezing the urethra and causing dribbles or urgency, per a 2025 NCBI review of 10,000 men. Cancer risk does rise with age. 30% of male cancers in 2025 are prostate-related, but early detection via PSA screening catches 90% at curable stages, with 5-year survival at 99%, according to the American Cancer Society's 2025 statistics. In plain speak, imagine your prostate as a walnut-sized bouncer in your pelvic party. Over time, it bulks up, blocking the flow and making midnight bathroom runs a hassle, which can cramp spontaneous moments with your spouse. A 2025 Mayo Clinic press piece debunked the only after 70 myth, noting symptoms like weak stream effect 40% in their 50s, often mistaken for just getting old. For sexual health, BPH can cause retrograde ejaculation in 10 to 15% of cases, where semen backs into the bladder instead of out, feeling like a dry run that worries partners about fertility or pleasure. But here's the silver lining. Alpha blockers like tamsulosin relax the prostate 70% of the time, restoring flow and confidence for those cozy evenings. What's your prostate story? If you're in your 50s or 60s and noticing that annoying trickle after a loving embrace, or if those frequent trips interrupt the mood, you're not too young for a check. PSA tests are quick and save lives. Tell me in the comments, have you had your prostate chat with the doc yet, or is it on your to-do list? And hey, pass this along to a buddy. He might thank you over a beer. From my chair as a urologist, this myth delays care, turning minor annoyances into bigger headaches. Personal advice: schedule an annual digital rectal exam starting at 50, or earlier if family history. It's uncomfortable for 10 seconds, but prevents 80% of advanced cancers. For intimacy, focus on foreplay that doesn't rely on ejaculation. Many couples find oral or manual exploration just as satisfying, fostering emotional ties that outlast physical peaks. Myth 3. Low testosterone means the end of your sex life. It's all about that manly hormone. Oh, the low T trap. The idea that dipping testosterone seals the deal on desire, leaving you sidelined from the bedroom like a bench warmer. Fact check. While testosterone fuels libido, it's not the sole driver. Levels drop 1 to 2% yearly after 30, with 10 to 25% of men over 50 having clinically low T less than 300 nanograms per deciliter, but sexual satisfaction persists in 65% through emotional and relational factors, per a 2025 Harvard Health Report. A Meharry Medical Group 2025 piece busted this myth, noting symptoms like fatigue or mood dips affect 20 to 30%, but TRT restores function in 60%, not ending sex life. Picture this. You're cuddling with your partner, the light's low, and a spark ignites, not from a hormone surge, but from shared laughter and touch that releases oxytocin, boosting pleasure 20 to 30% regardless of T levels, as per a 2025 Journal of Psychoneuroendocrinology study. The myth ignores that low T often stems from obesity, 20 to 30% drop, or sleep apnea, treatable with weight loss or CPAP, improving libido 25%, per Cleveland Clinic 2025. In couples, it can create imbalance, a man feeling less manly, his partner sensing distance. But the truth, many thrive with non-hormonal aids like sensate focus exercises, where mutual touching builds arousal without penetration, enhancing satisfaction 40%. How's your energy these days? If you're feeling that mid-afternoon slump or less eager for those quiet nights in, could low T be whispering in your ear, or is it stress from work? At what age did you notice a shift, and have you tested your levels yet? Let me know in the comments. Your experience might spark someone else's aha moment. And don't forget to share this with a friend who's been quietly struggling. A simple blood test could change his game. In my expert view, this myth oversimplifies. Testosterone is like gasoline for the engine, but the road, relationship, matters more. Advice: get a morning blood test for free and total T. If low, TRT gels or injections help 70%, but pair with counseling to address the emotional side. For subtle spice, try role reversal nights where she leads. It's surprising how it reignites desire without relying on that hormone high. Myth 4. Masturbation causes ED or lowers testosterone. It's unmanly and harmful. The age-old whopper. Masturbation wears out your equipment, tanking T levels or causing ED like overusing a favorite tool. Science says nay. A 2025 Men's Health article debunked this, showing masturbation neither raises nor lowers T significantly, with post-orgasm spikes actually temporary and beneficial for prostate health. A Medical News Today 2025 review confirmed no serious side effects. Excessive can cause chafing, temporary in 10%, but moderate, 2 to 3 times per week, reduces prostate cancer risk 20 to 30%. Relate it to real life. That solo session isn't stealing from your partner's pleasure. It's like a warm-up, maintaining sensitivity and blood flow, which a 2025 Premier Men's Medical study found improves partnered sex 25% by reducing performance anxiety. The myth stems from outdated fears, but research like a 2021 to 2025 Men's Health Urologist interview shows it doesn't cause ED. In fact, regular release prevents stagnation, lowering inflammation 15%. For couples, guilt over masturbation can erode trust, but embracing it as normal, perhaps even sharing fantasies, can spice things up, with 30% reporting heightened mutual satisfaction. Are you buying into this one, or have you shaken it off? If you're in your 40s or 50s and feeling guilty after a private moment, how does that affect your confidence with your loved one? What's your age, and has this myth held you back from enjoying your body fully? Comment below. Let's normalize it together, and tag a friend who needs to hear this. Personally, as a sex expert, I see masturbation as self-care, like exercise for the mind and body. Advice: aim for gentle, lubricated sessions 2 to 3 times per week to keep things flowing. If ED creeps in, it's likely vascular, not from too much solo time. Try incorporating it into foreplay talks with your partner. It can lead to surprising explorations that deepen your bond. Myth 5. Penis size is the key to sexual satisfaction. Bigger means better. The elephant, or should I say the measurement, in the room. Bigger penis equals better lover, right? Wrong. Studies consistently show size ranks low for satisfaction. A 2025 HE Clinics report on patient priorities found girth over length matters more for sensation, but overall, emotional connection trumps anatomy in 85% of cases. A PMC 2025 meta-analysis of 45 studies with 15,000 participants confirmed average erect length 5.1 to 5.5 inches suffices, with satisfaction tied to technique and communication, not size. Women rated clitoral stimulation 70% more important. In couples terms, it's like assuming a fancy car makes the drive fun. It's the route and company that count. A 2025 pelvic exercises survey of women showed 80% say size doesn't matter, with foreplay and rhythm-boosting pleasure 60%. The myth fuels insecurity, leading to 20% of men avoiding intimacy, per a 2025 Facomi Herbals study. But reality: positions like missionary with a pillow under hips enhance G-spot contact regardless of length, increasing mutual climax 40%. How does this land for you? If you're measuring up against porn ideals and feeling shortchanged, how old are you? And has it dimmed those sparks with your partner? Are you experiencing that self-doubt during tender moments? Or have you found what really clicks? Share in the comments. Your honesty could free someone else from the tape measure trap. And spread the word to a brother. Real talk saves bedrooms. My expert opinion, size is 10% of the equation. Skill and attunement are 90%. Advice? Focus on her erogenous zones. Learn tantric breathing to prolong pleasure 20 to 30 minutes, turning average into extraordinary. Confidence from knowledge is the ultimate enlarger. Myth 6. Sex drive plummets after 50 and stays low forever. The gloom and doom tale. Libido crashes post-50 and never revives, leaving relationships in the dust. Not so. A 2025 Next Avenue survey of 1,500 over 50 found 55% remain sexually active, with 40% reporting stable or increased satisfaction through adaptation. Hormone dips contribute. Testosterone down 20 to 30% by 60. But a 2025 Forbes Health article debunked irreversibility, noting exercise and communication restore drive 25 to 40%. For partners, it's about evolution. A woman in menopause might seek emotional foreplay, while he craves physical. Mismatch affects 30%, but scheduled intimacy boosts frequency 20%, per a 2025 Discovery Village study. Myths like menopause and sex ignore that 65% of women over 50 enjoy it more with lubricants reducing pain 40%. What's your drive story? If you're past 50 and feeling that ebb, how has it shifted your connection with your loved one? More cuddles, less spark, or a new rhythm? At what age did you notice the change? And what's one thing you'd try to fan the flames? Comment below. Your journey inspires. And share with a couple to friend. They might be navigating the same quiet waters. In my view, drive ebbs and flows like tides, not a dam bursting dry. Advice: try sensate focus therapy. Non-goal-oriented touch rebuilds desire 30 to 50%. For men, zinc supplements, 15 milligrams per day, support T 15%. For couples, mutual masturbation sessions foster trust without pressure. Myth 7. All men's health issues are just psychological. No need for tests. The head game dodge. Problems like low libido or ED are all in your mind, so therapy alone fixes it. Baloney. While psychology plays a role in 20 to 30% of ED, 70 to 80% have physical roots like vascular disease, per a 2025 Paul Chung MD blog citing MMAS data. A 2025 Orlando Health Review found 40% of ED ties to heart issues, preceding events by 3 years. In relationships, this myth blames the man. Straining trust. It's your anxiety. Ignoring diabetes affecting 50%. Truth. Integrated care, therapy plus meds, resolves 85%. Are you chalking it up to nerves or ready for a check? If your 50s brought unexpected dips in desire during those stolen moments, what's your age now, and have you ruled out physical causes? Let me know below. Honesty heals. Share with a pal. Tests are lifesavers. My stance: mind and body entwine, but ignoring tests misses 70% of fixes. Advice: start with a full panel. Lipids, glucose, T levels, CBT adds 30% success. For subtle enhancement, prostate massages during foreplay can ease BPH symptoms 20%, blending care with pleasure. Wrapping up, empowering truth over tales. We've busted 7 myths from ED not. Being age-locked, 52% over 60 but 70% treatable, to size myths, technique wins 90%, and drive declines, 55% active, post-50. Armed with 2025 science, showing proactive steps like exercise, 30% ED drop, and communication, 40% satisfaction rise. These fictions steal joy, but facts restore it, especially in the tender dance of couples intimacy, where vulnerability trumps perfection. From my heart, myths thrive in silence. Break them with curiosity. How's your health journey? If you're nodding along, what's one myth you'll challenge today? Subscribe to Vital Men 60, comment below, and share with loved ones. Next, dive into Does Viagra work for everyone? We'll unpack if this blue pill is your ally or just hype. Stay bold, stay connected.